recall those asanas which we did just now. From the beginning, the joints, and then the warm-up, and the floor asanas, and then the standing, and the partner asanas. So asanas are done in a way which brings the best out of you. And the best does include very much happiness. So, we must be aware of the objective of yoga. The objective of yoga is not physical perfection. It is liberation. It's not physical perfection. It is liberation from states of being. States of being means your mental postures which are held in a lock, in a bandha, in a lock by the physical body due to some form of rigidity. Nothing to do with the concept of flexibility as associated with exercise, but this flexibility is associated with personality. How flexible can I be to attain liberation? And the attainment of liberation is supreme creativity. It is all a state of mind. So let us be aware of that objective. The objective of yoga is to attain the most flexible mental state which is appropriate for the attainment of liberation. And liberation is not perfection, because perfection in our mind is all distorted. Liberation here is that which we have not thought about, that which is not part of our conditioned thinking and behavior, all conditioned through culture, through tradition, through various aspects of our living in society, in groups, as tribes. I mean, in the modern language we call society, in ancient language we call tribes. And we imbibe all those traits and characteristics, and therefore most of our perception about what flexibility is, what exercise is, what is the objective of exercise, what is the purpose of exercise, it all only boils down to the physical aspects, and yoga is not that completely. It is to some part, because the body is the manifestation of the mind. And since the body is the manifestation of the mind, when we work through the body, the mind gains the experience of liberation at the foundation level. So that is why I wanted you to just let go and relax. Not so much on the technicalities of how to perform and what to do and what to not to do, but just to feel comfortable first, just to relax and let go. And this is so important, isn't it? Because we are so much wanting to control everything. In exercise we want to control, in games we want to control, in life we want to control. Everything is control and control and control, and then there's a kind of an explosion takes place, because internally, in the innermost states, we are very rebellious. There's a great rebel inside us, and the mind is such. So letting go just now allows you to get that freedom emotionally. Letting go, just like children, let go, and that heals. That heals your mind, your emotions, that heals the body. It evolves the central nervous system. I hope that I'm able to convey this message, because I don't want you to misunderstand that we were not doing yoga, that we were doing some games. No, This is exactly what yoga is supposed to be. There has to be a happy experience of performing the postures, and with awareness of our emotions. And you could see just now that most of the asanas we were very much aware of the breath. Even in handstand, when you were doing it with your partner, when you raised your legs up, if you were conscious of the breath, you would have inhaled. And most of the times when you were raised up, you would have held the breath due to that wanting to be steady, or most probably out of fear. So still we acknowledge that emotion that came out. Acknowledging the emotions that came out. We don't have to run from the emotions. We don't have to repress or suppress the emotions. We just understand. We don't have to express it in a violent way, but we just understand. This is called ventilating the emotions through the asanas. So it's such a huge, deep science, philosophy, explanation behind this simple looking exercise. And it is known, it is understood through practice. Practice gives you the experience gives you the awakening gives you jnana or knowledge, and knowledge brings you to moksha, self-realization. Can you see how powerful and how important the posture is? Because it leads you right to liberation. So it is not about slimming, it is not about toning, it is not about flexibility, it is not about anything else except liberation. It is not what we have been conditioned to think or brainwashed to think. It is totally opposite of what we have thought of yoga. Yoga is a healer. It heals. It gives you peace. It gives you joy. How many of you experience joy most of the time? How many of you have a very light heart? There's no burdens in your heart. Do you feel that? Or are you carrying the burden all the time inside? And occasionally you smile, laugh and all that, but again back to those burdens in the heart. How many of us can actually relieve and let go and feel so light-hearted that you feel life is a joy? It's so much, or there's so much to enjoy. And this enjoyment is not outside. It is what you feel inside. Even if you're given just a crumb of bread to eat, you feel happy. Even if you're given simple water to drink, you feel happy. Even if you have just to bath 3 days once due to water rationing, you're still happy. Maybe others are not happy coming close to you, but you feel happy because of that light feeling inside.